Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for GrowMyBag.tv. I hope you're having a good one. So we had a really good discussion last night. It's really, really good. So I hope you guys continue to tune in. It happens 8 p.m. every night during the week. It's lively. It's a lot of fun. We share a lot of information. We answer a lot of questions. All of us, we all answer a lot of questions. And that's what's great about the Grow My Bag community. Everybody's a bagger. Everybody's a bagger. So I hope you join in. It's great. Anyway, what's up today? So we touched on the Biden administration saying that they're opposed to the bill. However, they didn't use the word veto. And I think the reason why you didn't see the word veto is either because the White House was working with Congress or Congress is sending a message. Either way, I think that bill is going to get some ink. I think that's what's going to happen. And if it does, Gary Gensler is quaking in his boots already, whining and crying. It's going to hurt enforcement. Exactly. It's not about enforcement. It's about implementing guardrails and enforcing the rules against those that actually require them to be enforced. Now, take a step back. Last night, I brought up an example where you have TD Bank being stood up as, hey, you guys have lousy KYC, know your customer, and lousy AML, anti-money laundering, practices in your bank. They actually tracked people in a box truck, walking into banks with cash, getting cashier's checks or whatever, and walking back out, instantly laundered. $2.8 million in a single day. A single day. And you're worried about crypto, enforcing against crypto? I don't know. I mean, are there nefarious characters in the crypto space? Yes. Are there nefarious characters out there anyway that are leveraging the US dollar to do nefarious things? Yes. Has there already been a report put out there that says the nefarious actions right now, crypto accounts for a fraction compared to the US dollar, a fraction. But there seems to be an overabundance of zealous toward crypto. That ought to tell you something. So Brad Garlinghouse went after Gary Gensler and was like, hey, buddy, did you see that bipartisan support over there? Did you see that? Yeah, that's special. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it all. I mean, because think about this. Gary Gensler has this zest for going after crypto companies. How about you show that same zest in helping crypto companies achieve the proper compliance, right, practices in-house, and stop focusing on enforcement. Enforcement should not be what you say your arm is, right? Enforcement is not it. Is that part of your job? Absolutely. Is that your main job? No. You're not supposed to be running out there just, willy-nilly. I'm going to go after this company because they're big, or I'm going to go after this company because they'll bend over backwards and pay us money. That's not the way it works. Go after companies, tell them they need to pay a fine, help them fix what they need to fix, and at the same time, work with companies to ensure they're operating within set guidelines. Oh, that's right. That's why they passed the bill, because there were no set guidelines, which means that Gary Gensler is just shooting from the hip. This is why nobody likes you, Gary. This is why nobody likes you. Go retire, play some pickleball or something. Do that. Because your actions speak louder than your words. You're out here crying about this bill, right? That it takes some of the bite out of your SEC. That's good. That's good. You shouldn't lead with a bite. You shouldn't lead with the threat to a bite, right? Look at Robinhood. Just got a Wells notice. Uniswap just got a Wells notice. Those are threats to get bitten. Matter of fact, those are threats that you are going to get bitten in most cases. I think at some point, the SEC needs to, again, create paths for companies to operate properly within the boundaries of the laws. and not just enforce. There are a lot of companies out there that spend millions trying to figure out how to make it all work. You have a law professor at Georgetown University that has created a new company called Blueprint to specifically help companies figure out what compliance is, what the regulatory landscape is, because it's so unclear. That's amazing. That's amazing. You can't tell me that these billion-dollar organizations have no clue as to what they're doing, that you can't sit with them and work with them on best practices. I don't get it. I don't get it. This is why everybody's going after Gary Gensler and the SEC. Now, the SEC is a government organization. I can understand why the president would not want such a bill. But again, the word veto was not in that opposition message that was sent. I think that there was cooperation between the White House and Congress to create this bill. There are too many Democrats. 71 Democrats voted, yep, we're with the bill. That's a very big deal. That's a very clear message. Very clear message. And without this kind of bill, I can honestly tell you, innovation will leave the United States. Absolutely. Without a doubt. Countries around the world are going to have to figure out how to work in a crypto world. CBDCs are not the answer either. There is a crypto world and it's here. It's not going anywhere. It's going to grow. And we have to figure out how we're going to work with that. The idea of credit reports, yeah, no more, oh, this is left on my credit report or anything like that, because it will be tokenized. Bill payments at some point will be tokenized. Car payments, titles, a whole bunch of things are open to tokenization and better tracking via blockchain. I wonder what's going to happen to people's credit when that happens. I'm pretty sure it'll probably soar through the roof. And I think certain credit companies, they're not agencies, certain credit companies are going to wake up and go, whoa, our business model just got crushed. We can no longer make business giving you bad credit and then have all these other companies. It's a whole ecosystem. You have companies that help you fix your credit. It's a whole ecosystem of destroying people's credit. Just saying, if we're moving to a crypto society, that's like moving to a cash society. If you don't have the crypto, you can't buy it. Now, will there be some kind of credit, vehicle in the future with regard to crypto, the same way that there is for cash? Yes. But I suspect a lot of people are going to move back toward a cash level society. Why? Because it makes it so that they won't be in debt every single day. Just saying, I think things are going to change. When we talk about disruption to the market, this is what I'm talking about. What else happened in the news? So VanEck is saying, listen, we know that the Ethereum spot ETFs are going to be approved. And in that approval process, we believe the SEC should stick to the dates. There's a reason why VanEck was the first to actually file for an Ethereum spot ETF. It's because they wanted to be first. Not be a part of a package of 5, right? That all got approved at the same time, because that's you could kind of say that's not actually fair, because they took the time to file first, right? And you can see why they'd be upset about being approved along with everybody else, because there are certain other organizations that would just suck the oxygen right out of the air. BlackRock is number 2. They're about to be number 1. They will be overtaking Grayscale fairly soon on Bitcoin spot ETFs. So if that were to happen on the ETF side, VanEck is too small to take up that much oxygen. They're saying we filed first because we wanted a running start, because we already know that when these larger companies come, they're going to suck up all the oxygen. We already know that. That's why we did it. Don't move the dates. We get approved today. Let us get rocking and rolling today. That's what they're saying. I can't be mad at that. Cannot be mad at that, right? Because approving everybody at the same time actually gives advantage to the larger organizations. Period. End of report. Institutional interest in Bitcoin spot ETFs is growing by leaps and bounds. Again, BlackRock is looking to take over the first place role from Grayscale. It's not that far away. I think probably by the end of the month that'll happen. So people are watching. People are watching how things are moving. Now, the demand has diminished a little bit in the public side, but remember, all of those transactions right now are still happening OTC, over the counter, direct, with only a broker, not in public, where they could actually cause fluctuation in the market. So when I look at the Ethereum spot ETFs, we could possibly be looking at the same thing. You're going to see a lot of people. I don't think it's an either or situation right there. I think it's I have this amount of money going toward Bitcoin spot ETFs, and I have this amount of money going toward Ethereum spot ETFs. I don't think that you're going to see people pull money from here and put it over there. I think you're going to see this rise, continue to rise, and this rise too. Sort of like just diversification of your funds. I've got some Ethereum, I've got some Bitcoin, and I think we'll soon find out that people are going to have to start thinking about Bitcoin in a different light. Bitcoin is used in a different way. There's a lot of programmability being built into or alongside of Bitcoin, but Bitcoin was not originally made for that. Ethereum was. Now, there are rumors going around about, Solana's probably next up. Brian Kelly from Fast Money said, Solana's next up. And I'm like, nah, buddy. Why would you choose a network that's not as reliable as it needs to be? I also don't think that they're the best coin to be next up. XRP could be next up. If you look at all of the business that happens, XRP, Matic, Polygon, Stellar, Chainlink, those are all optional right there. And I might put Chainlink ahead of a few of those, because Chainlink is just getting started. Their deal with Swift and how they're walking into different banks and getting wins. They're racking up wins. Just saying, those are things that I would be paying attention to. So I think the market grows. I don't think all of the money is in Bitcoin. I think the money is pointed toward crypto, but not all of it is earmarked for Bitcoin. I think that's a very big deal. Something else that happened, Bybit, it's being rumored that Bybit is insolvent. Bybit came back and said, hey, that's not a thing. That's baseless. I'm one of those people that when I kind of say where there's smoke, there's fire. So I have to dig in to see, what's going on with Bybit? Because I haven't heard that there was anything wrong. That doesn't mean that there isn't, but there hasn't been thus far. So I want to go dig into that. Was it just, rumor mill that was put out there? Bybit's not small. They've been around for a minute. And I'm just sitting back and just going, yeah, that would be interesting if they went out of business. But I think Bybit's business would get sucked up by Binance, OKX, Coinbase, possibly Coinbase first. Kraken is international moves. That's kind of what I'm looking at right now. But you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. All right, let me just refresh this because I haven't refreshed it in a minute. Yeah, we'll get into that Corgi AI thing and that dog. I just can't even. So right now, let's see. We drop all the way down to about here. If you pay attention to my 5% rule, so Jitto's down 6%, Gala's down 9%. Yeah, I think they're finally caught up to them. Render's down 9%. Now, looking at Render, looking at Gala, especially Render, I'm thinking that could be, for me, that's a buying opportunity. I like Render. Gala's way off their all-time high. Gala's got to show me some stuff, but Gala's in the right space. Gaming in Web3, that's going to be huge. That's going to be huge. They made a mistake. They had a bump in the road. They corrected the mistake. Hopefully they did. I think they need to be a little bit more public about how they made the correction, that kind of thing. But if they corrected the mistake and everything's good, Gallo's got some games coming. And I think that could be a good driver. Looking about here, there's my 5% rule. Here you go. So from here up, you've got anybody I'm paying attention to. Ethereum name service is up 10%. Bonk is up 11%. Wow. BitTensor is up 13%. Okay. You know how I feel about memes. This right here, dog go to the moon, and their symbol is a dog. I'm sorry. How do I search for that on CMC? I'm not going to use the symbol. I'm going to have to use this, which is ridiculous to begin with. I'm going to have to use that. That's just ridiculous. It's down 21% from its high. It's up 20% right now. Its market cap is 417 million. Are you kidding me? That if this doesn't scream meme, I don't know what does. Corgi AI, I'm gonna have to dig in and see what they were all about, see what they got going on. They're up 60%. Only 43% off their all-time high, but they're also young, approaching that $1 billion mark. But I need to know what Corgi AI does, so I need to dig into that. Is it just a project that threw AI in the name, or are they actually doing something substantive? So got to dig in a little bit. You know how it is. Now, what else we have? Fear and greed index is still at 76. I think it's going to skyrocket tomorrow, right? I'm pretty sure it's going to skyrocket tomorrow. DeFi Llama, we're up to 131 billion. That's up $500 million from yesterday. That's a number that we haven't seen in like forever. Even back over here, we haven't seen that number in forever. That's some good stuff. That's some good stuff. They should really make crosshairs for this, so that you could see where you're at, not just one, but crosshairs for this. Just a suggestion, guys and gals. And again, we seem to be straddling my green line right there at 69,355. 69,355. We're up. We have not established, what I would call another line to make that a green band, but we are trading at a nice place right now. A striking distance. I would call it a striking distance from the all-time high, 73, 750, 800, something like that. So I think that's a good thing. Looking at the big board, you can see there are a lot of opportunities here. SHIB stepped back a little bit, but SHIB stepped back a little bit and is still at 25. Doge stepped back a little bit, still at 16.5. Render took a big hit. Fetch AI took a big hit. Gala took a big hit. Arweave took a big hit. So I'm looking at those and I'm saying those are projects I'm interested in. I'm probably going to dig in right there. Link took a little bit of a hit, but still at 16. I'm looking for Link to hit 20 by the end of the year. I'm absolutely. So if I was looking at this screen real quick and I wasn't picking out the obvious, Link, Stacks, Injective, Doge, Floki, SHIB, Avalanche, XRP, Solana, even Polkadot, obviously Ethereum, obviously Bitcoin, but Bitcoin Cash is another one. Near is another one. Matic is another one. I expect Matic to hit $1 by the end of the year, just because their network is fast. Their network is mad fast and cheap. Arbitrum, I expect to take off. Optimism, I think that's an opportunity. They need to step up their game, though. Immutable X is another one I'd be looking at. Aptos, yeah, I dipped my toe in Aptos. So for a quick review, that's probably where I'm going to be. I do have faith in Toncoin and what they're doing. HBAR is another one that I'm interested in. I do hold a bag. So that's probably where I'm at. Looking at it from a numbers perspective, I'm looking at Ethereum about to hit. They're boarding the rocket right now. That's what I think. I think they're boarding the rocket right now. BNB, nice upward momentum. You don't see it here, but I think BNB's got nice upward momentum. Again, year to date is 94. I'm just saying we could get in here and start making some money, because when one moves the market, the whole market moves. I mean, you'd have to really screw up for you not to go up. when everything starts going, you'd have to really be doing something stupid, right? I do see some pullback for Solana. Not happy about it, but this is still a higher low if you think about it. I mean, we were in the 150s, 160s before. And remember, they battled all the way back from like 128. That was just a couple of weeks ago. So if you bought in then, I think I got some more at 131. So if you got in then, you're sitting back and you're like, you're kind of happy. You're kind of happy. XRP is at above 50 cents. Cardano is not doing what I need it to do. It needs to be above 50 cents. It's just not there for me. Looking at the battle between Cardano, Avalanche, and Shiba Inu, that's pretty tight. That is pretty tight. That's well within $2.5 billion. Wow. Telling you, there are going to be some changes. Shiba Inu came out with their 25th magazine print, so that's pretty cool. But Shiba Inu is building out a whole ecosystem. I love that about them. Even Polkadot's got things going on, even though they're doing very poor for the year. Very poor for the year. But I have to say, I'm wondering if I don't take a chance, snatch up some Polkadot, and just let it rock. Right? Just let it rock, because it's clearly down. It's clearly down in a major fashion. The only people that are making money right now are, bought it within the past 7 days. I'm just saying, maybe buy a little bit. It's negative on the year. Maybe buy a little bit and let it rock. Just let it rock. Bitcoin Cash, 94. People still laugh at me. They wonder why I keep talking about Bitcoin Cash. This is why. 94% year-to-date return. I don't care what people think about a coin. If that coin is going to make me money, what's up? The only thing I care about that coin is if it's a real project. And Bitcoin Cash has been around forever. It's a real project. Let's not even play like that. And look at this, Chainlink. Chainlink is not far away from bunny hopping Bitcoin Cash to land within the top 15. I'm telling you, Chainlink has got a lot going on, and we should be thinking about that. Near Protocol, another one that I think is going to just take off. I've got a nice little bag on that one. 116% year to date. Nothing really bad to say about what their movement has been. Polygon, I think, is pent up energy. I think Polygon has a lot of pent up energy. That whole poll 2.0, I think that's what people are waiting on, because they're not telegraphing what they're actually going to do. And I think that's what's hurting the coin. And I think that's why I might actually buy some. That's actually why I might buy some, because I think that when they come out with it, it's going to be a huge splash. So that's what I'm looking at. Pepe, almost 1,000% year to date. It's only May, people. It's only May. Just saying. Some crazy stuff going on. So dig in, do your own research, pay attention to what's out there, take the news, start connecting the dots, add the color to the story, make your decisions. Always dollar cost averaging, right? Have some dry powder on the side for those opportunities that present themselves. So when I got into Solana and they took that network hit and they dropped all the way down to 128, I was able to take some dry powder and hop in at 131 because I couldn't call a bottom, but that's what it was. So I was able to get in at 131. It's about being prepared, doing your research so that you can be prepared, so that you can grow your bag. Join the Bagger community, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification key so you know when I'm dropping new videos. And don't forget, most of these articles are on growmybag.tv. We've got that and then some. It's a full-blown social media platform focused on growing our bags. We'll be adding more content every day. We add about 10 to 20 articles a day, and we haven't even hit all of the categories that we want to add. Yes, we are still working on the classes. Yes, we are actually working on transferring the book and making it an audio book. There's a lot going on at growmybag.tv. I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.